I recently posted a drum video about how to record 1970s drum sounds, and this is the mix breakdown for that video. Let's check it out. Here's a breakdown of what I did in the box to mix the 70s drum sounds. So in another video, you got to hear the raw sounds from the tape compared with the raw Pro Tools sounds. So now we're going to hear the more processed version, and I'm going to go through each track and show you what I did to further achieve that sound that I was going for in that original video. Okay, so there's 8 tracks, as I used all 8 tracks of the tape machine, and I'm just going to sort of walk through and show you what's going on. Okay, so we'll start with the kick. Cool, so I've got these McDSP plugins. I got one of their bundles recently, mostly because I have an HDX card, and I like to use the DSP whenever possible when I'm tracking. So a big reason I'm using this G channel is mostly for the gate. Now there is some reason I'm doing that for getting rid of a little bit of tape hiss, but a big thing is with those 70s dead sounds, I want to eliminate as much of the room as possible. So that's where I'll use a gate or an expander to just tighten up the sound a little bit without compromising the tone of the instrument. So in this case, I've got the kick. So if I turn the gate off, let's hear what that sounds like. So with the gate, it just tightens things up a little bit. I'm also gently touching it with the compressor on the G channel. I'm EQing as well, so let's check that out. Looks like I've got a boost at 80, a dip at 352, another dip at 660, a little top end at 6K. And that's about it as far as the EQ goes. Okay, cool. So let's hear that. Wow, yeah. So the EQ is doing a whole lot. It's doing a lot. Let's hear it again. Cool. In context. So just beefing it up a little bit. Cool. Hi-hat, let's check it out. Definitely just a huge high-pass filter going on all the way up to like 4K. And then a big boost just to give it that kind of shiny, bright top end that I heard on a lot of those records in the 70s. So yeah, it's pretty night and day with this EQ. Check out the snare. We got a boost at 100. We got some top end at 9K. A little smiley face action with a dip at around 1K. Little bit of an expander happening just to, again, tighten it up a little bit less room sound And then after that, I'm hitting it with a compressor just to kind of level things out a little bit and give it a little bit of this character of the FET sound. I like this Softube plugin. I'm also sending this to a drum room, which is my Valhalla VintageVerb, just using this large wood preset. And I'm only sending, looks like the toms and the snare to that reverb. Let's check out the overheads. Those are awesome sounding mics. Those are those Audio-Technica 4051As. Shout out to Kush Audio for, he made a video about this kind of sound years ago. And I remember hearing these mics and just being like, I need a pair. They don't make this version anymore, but they're really awesome. And look at that. I'm not doing a single thing on the EQ. Yeah, sometimes I flip the phase of the overheads depending on what things are sounding like. But yeah, those mics have such a nice EQ curve that you really don't, sometimes you just don't need anything. So I didn't do anything there. Let's check out the toms. So really with the toms, it's just all about gating them. You know, I gate toms a lot anyway, just to, yeah, you know, I don't want that bleed. I don't want things ringing. And there's definitely, let's see what's going on EQ wise. Looks like nothing. Looks like I don't have any. No EQ, a little bit of a dip here for whatever reason. I was hearing some kind of ring probably. But yeah, okay, now let's check out the bus. I got this Axis EQ on. It's a UBK plugin, Kush Audio, awesome stuff. And looks like I'm doing a little boost at 15K. A little dip at 5K, a little boost at 600, and a little dip at 200. I probably started with this preset, Drums Vintage Body, and played around with the saturation. I love his plugins, are just so awesome. But yeah, so it's saturating a little bit and then pulling down the output a little bit because that tends to juice it up a little bit. So let's hear the AB with the EQ. It's kind of funny. I like it a lot without the EQ as well. But that day, this is what I was feeling. And then lastly, whatever I'm doing on the mix bus. So we've got mostly just, you know, a little cleanup, a little bump in the high end, a little dip here in the low mids, and then just limiters just for level. And that's it. So it's pretty simple, honestly. I mean, you know, not a whole lot going on, just like mostly cleaning up. And the whole vision is to just tighten up the sound. You know, for this dead sound, it's all about just eliminating room sound, in my opinion. You know, in the 60s or early 70s, it was all about the room sound, right? But those mid 70s, like real dead sounds that we like that have made their way onto a lot of modern records, it's just all about, you know, getting rid of that room sound. So there you go. That's the mix breakdown. Stay tuned for more content just like this. And I really appreciate everybody tuning in.